in a row here, and the location and timing of this championship game is special for the Irish. For years in the Big East, Bray tried to get his team to Saturday night and the conference championship game. They were never able to do that, so he said being here has brought back a lot of great memories. He hopes to make another great one tonight.
And Notre Dame's had a lot of success, Allison, in this building the last couple of years in various tournaments. They've got some New York and New Jersey kids who are playing close to home. Really been a remarkable run for Mike Bray. You know, the Irish are the only program in America to make the Elite Eight each of the last 2 years. And they certainly have the talent for a deep run this year. Mike Krzyzewski is hoping to win his 14th ACC tournament. If he does it, he'll break a tie with Dean Smith for the most ever. The Irish had been going with the mustard yellow jerseys for a while. Last night, they didn't have the choice because Florida State was the higher seed. They went gold, so Notre Dame had to go green instead of mustard yellow. But because they won last night, the seniors, the captains, get to decide what they're wearing, and they're going green again tonight.
Again, I used to have a coach that said, having fun is doing hard things well. And if you want to win this ACC tournament championship, you're going to have a lot of fun out there, because winning this means you're going to have to do a lot of hard things well.
Mike Eads, Roger Ayers, Ted Valentine, the officials, and we're underway with the Blue Devils controlling the tip.
Notre Dame starts the game in man-to-man. Steve Astoria starting out on Luke Kennard, who's averaging over 20 points a game in this tournament.
Tatum guarded by B.J. Beecham, and he scores over him. About a month ago, Mike Bray went to a smaller lineup, and that means Beecham, who's really a perimeter player. He's giving up a little strength and size in that matchup with Tatum.
But he's got great length, and he's an outstanding athlete. But Jason Tatum just took B.J. Beecham right down into the post, and that little fadeaway jumper, you don't see many guys shoot that.
Bonzi Colson a little bit strong, and the rebound down to Emil Jefferson.
Colson is going to have a great game for Notre Dame to win this. Last year he had 31 points, 11 rebounds, 8 of them offensive in Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Kennard off a screen, and a good start for Duke. A couple of buckets in the first minute.
Kennard's so good coming off those baseline screens. He can curl it, make that little shot, and if you decide you're going to cheat over the top, he can fade into the corner for a wide open three.
Kennard has done almost all of his damage in this tournament in the second half of each game. Remember, for Notre Dame, this is their third game in as many nights. For Duke, as Allison mentioned, this is their fourth game in as many nights. They didn't get the double bye. Matt Farrell will get it to go in, and he has played his best basketball in this building over the last couple of years.
He is quick and he is strong. Now Notre Dame going back into a little 1-2-2 half-court zone. They'll play a little 2-3. They play this 1-2-2 as well. It's how you call it 3-2. It's an odd man front. Duke will put 3 along the baseline. They call this attack 3 deep.
Both teams very good offensively, and both teams really respect the offensive ability of the other team. In and out for Kennard, and the rebound down to Vastoria. Notre Dame, not a great rebounding team. Now Duke has got Carolina on the glass, but their numbers on the glass are better than Notre Dame's. The Irish will have to hold their own on the glass tonight against Duke.
Duke a little bit more athletic. The free throw line is going to be a big key. Can Notre Dame keep Duke off the line? It's amazing how many free throws the last 2 games. Duke has shot 68 free throw attempts against Louisville and then North Carolina.
Jefferson, good position, left hand, got it.
So quick when he gets the ball in the post. He's not going to anchor himself in the post and have a fight with you for low post position. He's going to get into the post off the move. Good screen by Vastoria. Now he gets a screen.
He runs into the back of his teammate Beecham.
This is an excellent passing team that Notre Dame has.
Line drive jumper will not stay down for Vastoria.
Notre Dame, they can get hot. They score their points in bunches. And oftentimes they'll get off to a slow start. All they need to do is see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times. They're a totally different offensive team.
Kennard a half step on Pfluger. Good help by Colson.
Pfluger's a physical, strong defensive player.
Jefferson again.
He looks totally different than he did 2-3 weeks ago. Quicker, faster, a little more bounce. That's after playing 3 games in 3 days.
At the beginning of the year, the freshman class, or most of it, was injured. Then Jefferson got hurt just as they were getting healthy. Allen hurt his ankle, but in many respects, this is the healthiest and the most complete Duke has been all season. Jefferson must have gotten a piece of that.
Notre Dame's got to get their offense off the pass. They're not going to do it just off the dribble.
Mismatch here. Jefferson covered by Farrell, kicks to the corner. Jones misses the three, and Jefferson over the back for the offense and for the foul on the rebound. Mike Krzyzewski not fond of that call.
Well, Matt Farrell was trying to block out Emil Jefferson. And you can go over the top, you just can't climb a guy's back. And I'm not sure that Jefferson climbed his back, which is a really good job of competing on the glass by Matt Farrell. And that young man competes on every play. You never see him take a play off.
Farrell from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Colson into a double team. Can't finish it, and back come the Blue Devils. Notre Dame just 2 points, better than 4 minutes into the game, not looking in sync at the offensive end.
That was excellent help there by Luke Kennard. Jefferson tried to cheat for the steal, and Kennard was right there to bother Colson.
Jefferson, no. Colson the rebound. He's the ACC's leading rebounder and a first-team All-ACC performer, as Kennard is on the other side. And Colson can shoot it, too, and knocks down the three. He can hurt you inside. He can hurt you outside.
And putting Bonzie Colson into some ball screen situations on the offensive end where he can pick and pop or roll to the basket may be in Notre Dame's best interest on the offensive end. Notre Dame back to man-to-man. Mike Bray's going to give Duke a lot of different looks.
But we had one whistle in better than 5 minutes. Jackson will drive and get it to go. Frank Jackson really coming into his own. 16 points per game over his last 6.
They had 15 points and 5 rebounds against North Carolina. He's so dynamic off the dribble. With Grayson Allen coming into the ballgame now with Harry Giles. With those 4 on the floor, he could really spread the court.
Speaking of spreading the court, VJ Beacham can get hot in a hurry. The senior from Fort Wayne, 38% from beyond the arc on the season.
Now all of a sudden Notre Dame's hit a couple, and they can use a shot fake or a ball fake. Then it's going to open up some driving opportunities.
Kennard gets Vastoria in the air, can't get it to go down, and Pfluger down with a rebound.
But Vastoria really recovered well after he got beat on that shot fake.
Pfluger driving, pull up to the free throw line. Not a lot of second opportunities, nor do we expect there to be a lot of second opportunities for the Irish.
Well, especially after you take a shot off no passes. And Rex Pfluger can make that, but he would have been better off getting a little more offense.
Tatum fouled by Beacham. It's the second whistle of the game to take us to immediate timeout.
Well, Emil Jefferson for Duke. Off to a really good start on the offensive end, attacking Bonzie Colson, making him close out, getting the angle. And then the dynamic freshman from Utah, Frank Jackson. What a player.
By the name of Jay Billis was a grad assistant on the staff. We've totally lost track of Billis. His whereabouts are unknown, but Mike Brey turned himself into a nice coach.
A lot of differences back then. I had hair and Mike Brey wore a tie. Mike Brey has really had an extraordinary journey through the game. He played basketball at DeMatha in high school for the legendary Morgan Wood. Then he was a teacher there, a high school teacher, and coached under Morgan Wood, who was one of the great coaches of all time, and then took a job as an assistant coach under Mike Krzyzewski at Duke. He's had some pretty darn good training in the game.
And the last non-Duke player to be a Duke assistant under Mike Krzyzewski?
Yes, he is actually probably, you could say, the last assistant coach under Mike Krzyzewski to actually call him Mike. Everyone else calls him Coach K.
Allison has more.
Guys, just like Coach Krzyzewski has built this Duke program around players that have come through the culture and played at Duke, Mike Brey kind of took a page out of that book as well. When he had to replace 2 assistant coaches this year, he hired former players Ryan Humphrey and Ryan Ayers, and he also brought back Eric Atkins to be the video coordinator. So his staff now features 4 former players from Notre Dame, and he said that's something he learned from Coach K. He said, I always loved that he did that he brings the former players back. It helps really build a culture and an identity of a program, and he said it helped his team. He said having those guys having played here, they didn't miss a beat.
Allison, good stuff, thank you. And good stuff for Duke right now as well, as Kennard gets fouled and knocks down a three-pointer.
Well, a similar thing happened in the game against North Carolina in the opposite corner. Terrific job by Grayson Allen, who seems to be the guy that finds Kennard for these open shots more than anyone, with his ability to drive it, keeps his dribble. And when you foul Luke Kennard, he not only makes the shot, he makes his free throw and turns it into a 4-point play. Those are game-breaking type plays.
And Kennard now with 6 in the first half. We mentioned how good he's been in the second half of games. He comes into this game having scored 64 points in 3 games, 50 of them in the second halves of those games. He's off to a good start here tonight. Now he's trying to deal with Bonzi Colson. Muscles it up and in.
Got a switch. Luke Kennard wound up on Bonzi Colson. Jason Tatum was guarding him. But right now, Bonzi Colson at the 4 spot is guarding Jason Tatum. It'll be interesting to see if Duke goes right to Tatum. See if they can pick up a foul on Colson.
Vastoria with a steal and a lay-in, and Notre Dame back within 4.
What a great play by Steve Vastoria, the best defender on this Notre Dame team. And Mike Bray says this is his best defensive team since he's been at Notre Dame.
Martinez Gavinian off the bench, a former starter. He was the starter before Mike Bray went with a smaller lineup about a month ago when Pfluger moved into the starting lineup. Tatum for 3. And Gavin holds off Harry Giles for the rebound.
A good rebound by Martinez Gavin.
Notre Dame, one of the best passing teams in the country. Only UCLA has a better assist-to-turnover ratio in the country than the Irish do. Gavin hustling for the offensive rebound.
But Harry Giles is right there to get it.
Gavin, a big-time screen as well on Grayson Allen. It will stay with the Irish as we go to break.
Bonzi Colson is so difficult to match up with. All ACC first team. Top 10 in scoring, leading the league in rebounding. You get a little guy on him, he's going to take him down to the post. Big guy on him.
Add to their total here tonight. Really impressive what Notre Dame's done in just a few years in the ACC. And Duke has mentioned they've got 19 more than anybody. Boy, Vastoria will not get a better look from beyond the arc. Goes back over to Duke.
On the out of bounds underneath, Duke was switching everything, and Vastoria was wide open, just wide open from deep. He could have actually taken one dribble in. He had so much time.
Vastoria on Kennard. Good matchup there. Allen off the screen. Gets free for a shot over Gibbs. Misses the 3, and it's out of bounds to the Blue Devils with a fresh 30.
Right now, Harry Giles and Emil Jefferson down on the low blocks, operating as screeners for Luke Kennard and Grayson Allen to work off of.
Giles, one of his best games for Duke. In the semifinal last night, he had 6 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks in 15 minutes.
He was great. The 15 minutes, he was very productive in that time, but for him to play 15 minutes was a huge lift for Duke. Notre Dame going 2-3 zone out of the out-of-bounds under. They got hurt badly on out-of-bounds plays at Notre Dame in the meeting earlier this year.
Allen, no. He made 5 threes last night against Carolina, but Harry Giles cleaning up on the glass.
How about that rebound? Harry Giles in high school was a big-time rebounder. He was compared a lot to Chris Webber in his ability level. You could see there a flash of what Harry Giles had been and will be again as long as he remains healthy.
Farrell gets the switch. This is T.J. Gibbs, a freshman out of a basketball-playing family. His older brothers played collegiately. As how it's stolen away from Colson.
Great play by Matt Jones.
Nice dish from Allen to Giles.
Just a different vibe with Harry Giles since this tournament began. Different look on his face and different impact on the game.
Duke out to an 8-point lead as we near the midway point of the first half. Notre Dame not afraid to be deliberate, use the clock on offense. It's down to 5 now. Farrell will knock down a 3.
Gavin was able to set a screen. He's not being guarded at all by Harry Giles. He's basically just been a goalie in the middle, protecting the rim. That allowed Matt Farrell to come off and pull the trigger.
Notre Dame, the 3 seed, they went 12-6 in league play. Duke, the 5 seed, they went 11-7 in the ACC during the regular season.
Harry Giles is 6'10", but he really climb the ladder for this rebound, and then goes back up in a crowd, gets it to go off the glass. Just a big-time rebound. And then Gavin helps up, and Grayson Allen just throws it right to the rim for Giles to slam through. Really good minutes for Harry Giles thus far in this game. In the last 2 games, he's been a totally different presence. Into the 2-3 zone on the out of bounds underneath. Jason Tatum in the middle, he can really operate in there.
Takes a bullet pass out to Kennard. And Tatum is there to finish it up.
I think he wanted to let Harry Giles have all the fun on the glass. Holy cow.
Rifle the pass out to the perimeter, went right to the rim and slammed home the rebound. Duke fans getting loud here in Brooklyn right now. Beacham stumbles, keeps his dribble alive. Tatum picks his pocket. And Beacham called for the foul.
Beacham turned around and showed the ball, had it in his left hand away from his body. And Jason Tatum just reached right around from behind him to knock that away. What a putback by Jason Tatum.
Mike Gray not liking what he's seeing. Timeout on the floor. Blue Devils up 7.
His head was by the rim.
Decided who's in, who's out, who's seated where, who are the ones and twos. SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt starts us off at 5:15. The reveal of the NCAA men's field of 68 as the teams are announced. You said to me earlier today, one team, maybe I should have cleared this with you, Greg, one team you're really interested to see where they are is Wichita State.
I think if Wichita State is seated where their resume traditionally would suggest, around 8, I think that would be a huge mistake. Wichita State is a 4, maybe a 5 seed at worst. That is a top 20 team in America, and if the committee puts them as an 8 or a 9, that is going to be bad news for whatever 1 seed is in that bracket.
Speaking of 1 seeds in your mind, are the 4 of them locked, or does the outcome of this game, if Duke were to win, or potentially the outcome of the Pac-12 championship game after us tonight, do you think any of those, either of tonight's winners, could displace somebody as a number 1 seed?
I think it's possible. I think Oregon could have, before the injury to Chris Boucher, he's out for the year with an ACL, and it's extraordinarily sad, not just for Chris Boucher, but for Oregon in the Pac-12. I thought Oregon could be able to sneak up there, and it's possible, it's even possible that Duke could do it. And Duke has won more games against the top 50 and the top 25 than anyone else, and that's not even factoring in the injuries that they had earlier in the season, and Mike Krzyzewski being out for, 7, 8 games, whatever it was. It was an extended period of time. And the team that they are now, that's a 1 seed. That looks like a 1 seed. But I think traditionally, you're going to see the teams that are there now, in all likelihood, are going to stay there, and you'll see Duke as a 2 seed.
8 minutes to go first half. Duke by 6. Farrell misses the 3. Jones the rebound for the Blue Devils.
Duke does a really good job of guarding the 3-point line. Great fake by Allen.
Gets inside and a chance for 3.
Such good shooters, and when you can shoot the ball, all you have to do is give a good shot fake or a ball fake, and the defense is going to react. That opened up the lane, and Grayson Allen able to get all the way. And now the free throw line becoming
We're almost a minute down here. What a move as Bonzi Colson somehow split through 2 defenders and laid it in.
And he does it by keeping the ball high. Such quick feet against Florida State. We talked about what a great athlete Bonzi Colson is. His frame doesn't suggest he's a great athlete, but he is one.
6'5", plays a lot of center for the Irish. Led the conference in rebounding, and one of the Wooden late season final 15 candidates for National Player of the Year.
Takes it one way, and he rips through high. A lot of players, especially big guys, will take the ball low to the basket. He takes it high, and that way a guard, in that case, Emil Jefferson, coming in to help. They're going to help low. The ball goes over them high. And it was an extraordinarily quick move by Bonzi Colson.
Allison Williams with more.
Well, what you just saw was the Irish executing what Mike Bray had just talked to them about. He said, we're losing our rhythm offensively, so we've got to start going inside, look for Colson, post it up, and to drive opportunity.
Ryan misses a 3. Colson had a rebound opportunity, couldn't finish. Couple of decent looks for the Irish. For all the talk about Duke and their three-point shooting ability, and they're a very good three-point shooting team, the Irish made more and shot a higher percentage this year than Duke did. They need threes to go down. Tatum short on his.
Jason Tatum was taking Steve Vastoria into the post and wound up at the three-point line. He should have kept him in the post. That's where he's going to have a huge advantage. He's not been scoring many of his points from the three-point line. They're coming from inside the line. The harder.
Seen all year long. Ryan with a strong drive. Jackson says that Ryan used his left arm to shield him off, but Jackson gets called for the foul.
Well, Ryan certainly used his bulk and his strength. Jackson, quicker, faster, but he's also a little bit smaller.
Ryan, the sophomore from Cortland Manor, New York. We mentioned the Irish have a number of players from the New York, New Jersey areas. They played in this building back in November, won the Legends Classic, beat Colorado, beat Northwestern. They played in this building in the NCAA tournament last year, won a couple of games. They won, I believe, 7 in a row in this building going back over a number of years as Austin Torres comes in. Molson will get a breather.
Torres came in against Florida State and gave Notre Dame some good minutes. A hustle player, brings some energy.
Pfluger on Allen. Allen gets into the paint. And the rebound down to the Irish. Down by 5. Got a chance to cut into it a little bit further.
Important possession right now for Notre Dame.
Barrel the kick. Pfluger. The drive. The pull-up. Knew he missed it. Followed it, but down with the rebound, Tatum.
But good drive. Just didn't complete it.
Kennard the kick. And Pfluger closes out quickly on Tatum, who goes by him and draws the foul.
Jason Tatum can be at his best. That was a really good closeout by Rex Pfluger. He got right up underneath Jason Tatum, but Tatum just drove to his left, had a little bit of an angle. And he's so long, and I don't know whether
Minutes per game in the 3 games. Fourth game in 4 days. 4 games in 4 days to win the ACC tournament. As Colson quickly checks back in, Giles comes in for Duke. Tatum and Kennard are the guys who have played the huge minutes. Tatum's gone 39, 39, 36, and Kennard's gone 39, 38, 39 the last 3 days.
That's incredible to play 4 games in 4 days against this type of competition.
Another opportunity here for Duke off the missed free throw, and Kennard takes advantage.
That's how they can really hurt you. A second chance opportunity. Duke doesn't just turn it into a stick back. Oftentimes they will turn that into 3.
Notre Dame was down 5 with the ball, had a couple of good looks, and now it's back to 9. Colson can't get the shot off over Giles, kicks it out to Farrell. Ryan from the baseline, and it's Duke ball, but Jefferson had not reestablished himself in bounds, so it'll go back over to the Irish. Notre Dame missing some shots, Jay, that generally they make.
Yeah, but that last one by Matt Ryan from the short corner. That is not an easy shot, and he is more the type of player that would rather take a 3. But most of the shots have been contested. That's one of the tougher shots right there that Notre Dame has taken. But B.J. Beacham, a very good jump shooter, and that's a tough 2. Notre Dame's going to make shots. What you don't want to give them is open 3s. If they make tough 2s, you're going to have to live with it. Back to the zone.
Jefferson pass deflected. A little touch pass to Giles. Now back to Kennard. Stolen away on the pass, and here come the Irish.
Just too hot. But Grayson Allen's a good passer, isn't he? A little touch pass you talked about.
Notre Dame players in the same vicinity. Farrell takes the ball.
Notre Dame hardly ever turns the ball over. For a team that passes as often as they do, they are very short-handed.
driving. A Euro step, and he lays it in.
Looked like it was a walk. Might have just been unorthodox, but Bonzi Coles has got a lot of game. Once he gets started, he has given up a ton of size to Harry Giles, but I don't think he's given up any length at all.
Purposely haven't said wingspan all night long, leaving it for you and you're not taking it. Inside Jefferson.
Bonzi Coles did a little flop. Jefferson never touched him, and he went straight back.
We've said this a couple of times already, but hardly any whistles in this game. There's 2.5 to go in a fast-moving first half. Duke up by 7 in the championship game. Farrell, nice little change of speed. Picked up the acceleration, found some space, and brings the Irish back within 5.
Matt Farrell can run the team with the ball in his hands. He's also good coming off of screens, and he curled that one right into the lane. Really well done by Matt Farrell.
5-point lead for Duke, 2:15 to go in the first half. All ACC-er Bonzi Colson doing what he can to keep Notre Dame in it. Jason Tatum dominating as he has for the last several days.
The sub-above difference is grilled. Because if you're making a cheesesteak and you're not using a hot grill to make it, well,
your teams right now, Duke and Notre Dame battling for the ACC Tournament Championship. The Blue Devils up 5 late in the first half. Coming up shortly, the Audi halftime report with a preview along with 7. Jay Will, here's Reese.
All right, Dan, we'll talk about the number of tickets that have been punched, how many spots still remain, according to Joe Lenardi, our certified bracketologist. What do you see in the first half?
I think Harry Giles and Bill Jefferson have done a really good job on Bonzi Colson. He's trying to be aggressive with 10 shot attempts, but Harry Giles staying down and not biting for those head fakes.
It's been a really clean first 18 minutes of this basketball game. The tempo of the game is in Notre Dame's favor. They've settled in offensively. They got to find a way to get some stops.
All right, Dan, see you in a few minutes.
All right, Reese, thank you. Notre Dame shooting only 38%, 11 for 29. Duke is at 54%, and that'll go up as Allen knocks down a 3. Third 3 of the game for the Blue Devils.
Really important last 2 minutes of this first half for both teams. And the game can really take a different turn based upon these 2 minutes. And I think that's why Duke called the timeout to refocus for this last 2 minutes, because they can stretch this lead out, or if Notre Dame gets some stops and some scores, they can make this a much closer ballgame.
Giles with his 4th rebound of the game.
Allen coming in this game, last 2 games, 18 points a game, 7 of 9 from 3-point range. He is really playing well offensively.
If you look at Duke, Giles contributing more than he was a few weeks ago. Allen healthier and contributing more. Tatum getting better by the game. Jefferson healthier than he was a few weeks ago. A lot of things trending up for Duke right now. We have a foul going against the Blue Devils on the block attempt, and it's going to be on Tatum, I believe. Champ Week caps off on ESPN with 2 more championship games. Tomorrow it'll be Arkansas and Kentucky for the SEC Championship at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and then at 3:15, the American Conference Championship. SMU, the top seed of the conference, taking on Cincinnati. Both games streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. Frank Jackson back in.
When you mentioned Harry Giles, and Duke is a different looking team. This is the most talented roster in the country. And now that it's healthy, it's kind of scary how good this team can be going into the NCAA tournament, how well this team has played over the last 3 games.
Well, the focus for the coaching staff is don't think big picture, don't worry about seeding, region, or anything like that. Treat every game the rest of the season as if it is a championship game, as if it is an elimination game, because that's the stage of the season they're at. They feel obviously if you play 4 games in 4 days at the level they're playing in the NCAA tournament, you get at least 1 day off between games. But they only use really 7 guys. Marquise Bolden will come in from time to time. It is really a 7-man rotation right now for the Blue Devils. But given how they're all playing, that appears to be enough for them to have a lot of success.
Notre Dame has the possession arrow. So right now, with about 50 seconds left to go, Notre Dame can go 2 for 1, then have the first possession in the next half.
Tough one for Farrell. Colson there to clean it up. Boy, he is opportunistic. Talked about it a few times in this tournament already. He rebounds out of his area as well as anybody.
He moves his feet, and he's active. His length and his 1-2.
Blue Devils. Number 2 on Frank Jackson.
Not the smartest of plays in that situation by Frank Jackson, but there's the great job by Bonzie Colson to go after the ball. And when you go after a block shot, it opens up the offensive glass. And now this 2-for-1, and it can really be essentially a 3-for-1 because of the arrow to start the second half. So Notre Dame can get the last shot and go in down perhaps just one possession.
Shooting 38%, Mike Bray's got to be reasonably pleased that they're as close as they are, and they're going to get a little bit closer.
We talked about how important the end of half was. After that timeout that Mike Krzyzewski called with 2 minutes to go, Grayson Allen hit a 3, and it looked like Duke could stretch this thing out, but Notre Dame has responded in a very positive fashion. They've handled the end of half extraordinarily well. Duke has not handled it well. And right now, we have a one-possession basketball game.
What a special, talented, unique player. Bonzie Colson is 15 points, 5 rebounds here in the first half for really a 6'5" center. Duke with a chance for a last look. Allen gets it to go. Terrific end-to-end drive by Grayson Allen. And Duke will take a 4-point lead into the break.
Notre Dame couldn't stop Grayson Allen's momentum as he brought the ball down the court. And 6.4 seconds to go. Got it all the way to the rim and had to throw that up high to get it over Bonzie Colson. Or actually, that was Austin Torres. Great play by Grayson Allen to end the half.
And a 4-point lead for Duke, up 38-34 in the ACC Tournament Championship game here at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. More great action to come, but time now for the halftime report. Once again, with Seth and J. Will, we send you to Reese Davis.
Notre Dame doing a pretty good job of staying in front of Duke. It's a tough team to stay in front of.
Pfluger gets inside, and the Irish are back within 2 in a game in which they have never led.
Excellent job of by Notre Dame of spreading the floor and lifting the Duke defense. And they got Duke trailing in a great cut by Rex Pfluger.
Right now, Vastoria trying to guard Tatum. Tatum didn't like how physical Vastoria got with him down on the post. He'll try to drive him. And Notre Dame beats him down with a rebound. They've got a chance to tie or take their first lead of the night.
That was great defense by Steve Vastoria. Chest to chest, took away the drive and forced him to take a tough shot.
Wow, what a lay-in by Farrell. Looked like he was looking to dish. Didn't have anybody, and at the last second, spun it up off the glass.
The English on that shot with the high ball screen and roll, a little bit of a hesitation. How did that ball go in? Flicked it up with the left hand. And I don't think Matt Farrell ever saw that thing go in.
It hit the glass below the rim.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the rim below the rim. It climbed over.
Third on Jackson. Frustrated as he goes to the bench. Grayson Allen back in. Missed free throws, so it's tied.
That was a fabulous hesitation move by Matt Farrell.
One of the most improved players in the country this year.
Rex Pfluger has got the size and strength to stay with Luke Kennard. Off on a switch now.
Allen misses the 3. Boy, he's working hard to try to save it. Now, Ted Valentine says it's Notre Dame ball. Mike Eads over to confer with him. Did a Notre Dame player deflect it after the tap by Allen? Roger Ayers over as well, and they're going to give it to Duke. Mike Bray says, what?
Grayson Allen saves the ball here. It Farrell. Must have. Yeah. That's the only person it could have been.
Yeah, so Mike Eads must have seen it change direction after it hit Farrell, and it'll be Duke ball. Tatum drives and turns it over to Notre Dame.
Bonzie Colson looked like he was going to have difficulty in dealing with that Jason Tatum drive, but his length was able to get a hand on that ball below his shoulders and knock it away. That was a great play.
So here are the Irish When it felt they were on their heels a few times in the first half, not shooting the ball well, and they've got a chance to take their first lead of the night. Olsen, no. Tatum, another rebound.
Tatum is such a good defensive rebounder. Notre Dame screened Bonzi Colson into the low post so he could get into the post and isolate it on the move.
Bernard behind the back, driving layup with the right hand.
Got every move in the book, doesn't he?
Shoots left-handed, played quarterback right-handed. And a terrific drive there to put Duke back on top by 2. Astoria kept the dribble alive somehow, found Pfluger, and the Irish have their first lead of the game.
Not only did Steve Astoria keep his dribble, he never changed expression.
I don't think he's changed expression in 4 years.
Like it happens all the time for him.
Allen to Jefferson, Duke back on top.
And Notre Dame in the second half, tough to keep Duke out of the lane.
What a great pass from Farrell to Beecham.
Now the game's starting to have a little verve. Getting up and down the floor. The first 20 minutes, it's like the teams are feeling each other out. You mentioned a prize fight. Now they're starting to throw some punches.
A steal by Colson. And he will lay it in to extend the lead to 3. Irish fans are the minority here compared to Duke fans, where they are making their presence felt right now.
Duke has not turned the ball over much, but every time Duke's turned the ball over, Notre Dame has scored.
Meanwhile, Allen turned the corner, no help defense for the Irish, and he had an uncontested layup.
You're gonna have to score to win this game. This isn't all about stops and defense. It's going to be a lot about continuing to make shots and run good offense.
Jefferson called for the foul. That'll be the 3rd on Emil Jefferson.
Steve Astoria on the left side of the floor goes down, slips, doesn't lose his dribble, never changes expression, finds the sophomore from Dana Point, and then the steal by Bonzi Colson, just daring somebody to block it. Up 45-44, and the Irish have only committed 7 fouls in this game. Duke shot 6 free throws, and it's just an example that if you play good defense without fouling, make the other team take tough shots, and don't put them on the line, you can give yourself an opportunity to win.
That ball is saved, but Pfluger's got it, and the Irish will get another possession out of it.
What a play by Pfluger.
Farrell misses the 3, Duke ball. Duke led the entire first half. Notre Dame just took their first lead about a minute and a half ago as Kennard with a soft touch to put Duke back on top.
Notre Dame is making Duke take tough twos. That was a difficult shot and a great move. But Duke is not getting a lot of open threes. Notre Dame making them finish their drives rather than kick it out to open shooters by overhelping.
The Irish trying to win the ACC Tournament Championship for the 2nd time in 3 years. Duke trying to win it for the first time since 2011 as it's out of bounds off Notre Dame. So we took the ball as Bonzi Colson got a 52-second rest. Timeout came at 15:53. He's back in there at 15:01. Obviously got more rest in actual time. It's about what you're going to see with the guys like Colson and Tatum and Kennard on the other side. First turnover in 15 minutes of game action committed by Notre Dame right there.
Colson, a little bit fresher, but also he's only got 1 foul in the game.
Battle for the rebound is out of bounds to the Irish.
See if Notre Dame decides to use Bonzi Colson, put him in some ball screen situations, make Harry Giles guard a ball screen.
There it is right there. And Colson gets down the lane again on the pick and roll. That a couple of times beautifully tonight.
Well, Mike Brady just picking on the freshman, Harry Giles, with a guy in Bonzi Colson who can not only set a wide screen, but can either pop off it or roll hard to the basket. That was a hard roll and an easy layup.
Tatum driving on Matt Ryan and a foul.
Matt Farrell using that high ball screen, and Grayson Allen just not up on him after the screen by Colson, and not able to get a lot of pressure on the ball. He was able to split those two Duke defenders for the pass right down the gut to get it to Bonzie Colson. Just really well done by Notre Dame.
Grayson Allen misses the three.
Notre Dame goes right back to that.
Luger will handle.
Can have some success at that. Do it again. Here it comes.
And there he goes, and this time Giles stays with him.
They slipped it.
This time he'll pop. Will he take the shot? Might have had a toe on the line. I think he did. It's a long two for Bonzie Colson.
Got the switch. Grayson Allen on him. Allen dared him to shoot it. Colson took him up on him.
At 6'5", he's something else, isn't he? Sweet feet inside. Giles lost it on the way up and then committed a foul. So Giles a little frustrated. The pick and roll, he missed minutes for Giles.
Just lost it on the way up. He was about to do some damage throwing that thing down, and then a little bell. It's got to be frustrating when he had the ball so easily under the basket to bobble it. Those kind of things happen.
Jefferson back in for Giles. Notre Dame down by as many as 9 in the first half. Up by 3 right now.
Got a switch now. Allen guarding Colson, trying to front him.
They get it into Colson. They're going to try. And they succeed.
But how do you stop them? The switch, they take advantage of the switch. That's a smart basketball team. A lot of teams college can't take advantage of switches.
And now Farrell steps in and takes a charge.
Mike Bray told Allison Williams about the offensive rhythm that he liked for his team the last couple of minutes. He really likes this offensive rhythm because his team is picking apart matchups and they're going to their big guy, Bonzie Colson, at every opportunity. And Colson is delivering. Then on the other end, Matt Farrell taking the charge on Grayson Allen. Notre Dame in their green uniforms. Looking pretty good.
When I want a $7.99 large pizza from Pizza Hut, I can order with this.
Inside, he's going to take advantage of it. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals for Bonzie Colson.
Tried to save the errant pass, then he comes up with a steal, and he's going to get himself another bucket, except he missed it, but Beecham is there to follow it.
There was a lot of contact on that play, but what an alert play by Bonzie Colson, just coming off his highlight package, making another one.
Duke fans booing the no call. Tatum inside and a much-needed bucket for Duke.
Great curl. And a strong move to the basket. Duke now with a little 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure, trying to change the rhythm of this game.
Mike Bray has talked about some of the older players on his team. Vastoria, Beecham, Colson all played in this game 2 years ago in Greensboro when they won the ACC tournament, and very confident in his team's ability to stay within themselves and play as well as they're capable of playing, even when the stakes are really, really high. Notre Dame and Duke in a game that's getting more and more intense by the minute here in Brooklyn. Colson the miss, Beecham the follow. Irish the lead here in the championship game.
Middle, oftentimes he will spin back, but he was strong with the ball, went right through the contact, and was able not only to get the foul on Farrell, that was a really alert play by Matt Farrell, but to go through that contact and finish the play.
Colson, another rebound, is 8.
There is a long way to go, almost 11 minutes to go in regulation. And Notre Dame's got to continue to be smart on the offensive end. Get good shots. They've got to keep scoring. You can't rely on shutting Duke down. Duke's going to score.
Farrell from deep in the corner. And here come the Blue Devils. They trailed by double digits in the quarters and in the semis. Came back to beat Louisville in the quarters, came back to beat Carolina last night in the semis. Can they do it again and become the first team in ACC history to win 4 games in 4 days to win this tournament?
I didn't think it was possible, especially in the top half of the bracket. It's been a remarkable run by this Duke team.
Notre Dame ball.
Roger Ayers saying it went off of Luke Kennard. Here's the 2-2-1 3/4 court pressure. Notre Dame's used to playing at different tempos. They can play fast, but they do a really good job of playing at a slower tempo too.
Nice pass. And another one. And it winds up with Beecham missing a 3 and the ball down to Kennard. Jefferson deep position, finishes.
Duke is going to have to continue to look to get the ball down court quickly. If you score quickly, you're not going to have to grind it out against Notre Dame's half-court defense.
Mike Bray wants a timeout. Got a good one going with the ACC championship on the line tonight here in Brooklyn.
It is a 30-second timeout.
We're led to believe each...
You see them as a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament.
I have them as a 2 seed, but I think they're in the discussion for a 1 if they were to win this game.
At whose expense of the 4 who are in there now?
Well, I think
Olsen again.
it could be at Gonzaga's expense. It doesn't necessarily have to be North Carolina's. That's the obvious one because they're both ACC teams. You know, Duke has won 7 games against the RPI top 25. They've won 12 games against the RPI top 50. That's more than anybody. That's not even taking into account injuries. And you know, Duke's lost 43 games to injury by players, 50 if you count Coach Davian out.
Bernard into the corner. Jackson got it.
How clutch has Frank Jackson been? Not only in this tournament, but toward the end of the season.
Now, let me ask you the same question about Notre Dame. Where do you see them in terms of the seed based on tonight's result?
Well, I see them as a 4 or 3 seed, but probably a 4. Yeah, I've had Notre Dame as a top 20 team all season long.
Farrell. Beecham. Duke ball and Colson down and injured. Bonzie Colson just now getting up, caught behind the play. And the whistle blew. Normally when this happens, you don't see the whistle blow until the team with the injured player gets the ball.
I don't know whether it was because play had slowed down, but that's unusual, very. And Mike Krzyzewski not making a big deal out of it at all. In fact, told his team, don't say anything, don't worry about it. Just turned that ankle as he was coming down after going after that rebound, and it was a 5-on-4 game in Duke's favor.
Well, needless to say, a significant loss for the Irish if Colson is not able to return very soon. Give and go won't work, and Austin Torres is going to have to play some big minutes right now for Notre Dame, down with the rebound. Colson getting some attention on the Notre Dame bench. She has been the dominant player in this game with 26 points and 8 rebounds, but he rolled his ankle. Ryan for 3. Vastoria kept it alive.
Knocked out by Tatum.
And we'll have a timeout on the floor. Bonzie Colson injured. And evidently, we are told, currently headed to the locker room here in Brooklyn right now after rolling his right ankle for the Irish. Allison's got more.
He went back into the hallway off the court just so he had some space and some room to run and test out that ankle. But when he came back out, you're right, he charged right into that huddle and told Coach Bray and his teammates, hey, I'm fine. And he was jumping around a little bit to make sure that ankle was good.
All right, Allison, thank you. Astoria gets a good look, misses the three, and it's down to the Blue Devils.
Well, Notre Dame's getting some open shots, just not able to knock them down.
Tatum over Astoria, just too big and strong, and it's a one-point game.
But he had to shoot over Steve Astoria because he was right there chest to chest and made him shoot over without fouling.
And you made the point. Notre Dame's always been known in recent years anyways as a great offensive team, not necessarily a great defensive team. But Astoria, Fluger, there's better defense, better toughness, much better defense and toughness on this team than some of the past.
And really smart to be able to defend well without fouling.
Blocked from behind by Jefferson.
What a game Emil Jefferson has had. Jefferson has 12 points, 4 rebounds. That is his third block in this game. He is 6 of 7 from the field. And he's gone toe-to-toe with Bonzi Colson.
5 on the shot clock. Beecham. Duke ball with a chance to retake the lead. Kennard behind the back twice and kicks it off to Jones.
Pretty good handle, huh? In traffic.
Well, good matchups. Fluger on Kennard. And Beecham on Tatum. Jefferson was open for a moment. Colson recovers. Jefferson trying to back him down, and he will.
Well, just gave a little move toward the middle. Bonzi Colson bit on it. Jefferson has been great. A difference maker.
He has led an 11-2 run for the Blue Devils that has them back on top. Farrell. Notre Dame has the lead.
Gutsy. What a gutsy player Matt Farrell is. Like to think before the season, the big question was, does Notre Dame have a point guard? They don't. They have an outstanding point guard.
Well, didn't make his first start until the NCAA tournament last year, right? And it happened in this building. He's just getting better and better.
Not sure whether we've got a contact lens or cut or whatever.
Astoria racing over to the Notre Dame bench to get it cleaned up.
In this type of situation, the player doesn't have to leave the game. It can be taken care of and then just start right back up.
Jefferson every now and again reaching for his right arm. He was grabbing his shoulder a couple of minutes ago. Duke with the ball down by 1.
It wouldn't be this season if some of the Duke players weren't playing without pain or injury.
Frank Jackson puts Duke back on top.
So many good ball handlers on the floor for both teams, but especially for Notre Dame. Notre Dame does not turn the ball over.
Fluger might have had a better look at the 3 than the shot he got off from 2.
Just a tough shot, and Mike Brady tell him, just take it all the way. You don't need to settle for the jumper. Take it all the way to the rim.
Kennard stops on a dime. Duke by 3.
But how do you stop that? You're going full speed to stop the drive, and he just puts the brakes on and goes straight up. That was beautiful.
And a really nice response from the Blue Devils after Notre Dame took the lead. They're used to coming from behind in this tournament as Farrell is fouled before the shot. No basket.
Luke Kennard with the right-hand drive into the lane, and Fluger going full speed, and Kennard just puts the brakes on and goes straight up, and Fluger just over-pursued. His momentum just took him right past. Couldn't stop.
Astoria.
What a difference in the way that Emil Jefferson guards that ball screen action Harry Giles did.
Making Colson work really hard. Beecham can't finish the layup, keeps it alive, and it'll belong to Notre Dame. Beecham's made some really nice important plays that don't show up on the score sheet, keeping some balls alive and just making things happen.
He's been very active.
Foul by Tatum.
That's foul number 7.
3 on Tatum.
That puts him on the free throw line. Notre Dame's only got 2 team fouls, so they can be more aggressive on their end without worrying about putting Duke on the line.
And Notre Dame is the best free throw shooting team in the nation, 80% as a team. Tomorrow, 3:15, it's the Frontier Communications American Championship. A couple of good teams, SMU and Cincinnati. The SEC Championship precedes that at 1 o'clock Eastern. This is the ACC Tournament Championship, and it is living up to expectations. A 1-point game with just over 4 minutes to go.
Notre Dame went to a 1-2-2 three-quarter court press, now back in a little 3-2 or 1-2-2 zone. The odd man front. They played this earlier in the first half, but it's been mostly man. Just give a little bit of a different look to Duke.
Tatum in the middle of it, kicks it out to Kennard. Around and out, and the rebound down to Colson. The 3-seed Notre Dame, the 5-seed Duke in the championship game.
Farrell being guarded by the freshman.
Cross-court look, Pfluger. Back to Farrell, 5 to shoot. Deep one.
Little bit short. You wonder about both teams' legs as we head into the last 3 minutes of regulation.
Mike Krzyzewski will use a timeout. 2 really good basketball teams here in Brooklyn in a 1-point lead. For Duke in the ACC Tournament Championship, and still to come tonight, Lowry Markkanen at Arizona taking on the Oregon Ducks for the...
Notre Dame can be aggressive. Only 2 team fouls.
Amazing, only 2 fouls this half, only 5 turnovers in the game committed by Notre Dame, but they're down a point. They're down 3. Tatum now with 13.
What a drive by Jason Tatum, just shooting right over Steve Astoria. Astoria just stayed in front, but Tatum's so long and athletic. Notre Dame has settled for some jump shots. They've had some open looks. Let's see if they can get something going toward the basket, especially to Colson.
Colson for 3. Tie game.
Emil Jefferson had to help out on the drive, and instead of throwing to the basket, Colson went right to the three-point line. What a big play, as Jefferson has done a great job on Bonzie Colson in the last probably 6 or 7 minutes. Now back to the zone. The middle is open. Jason Tatum.
There it is, and he draws the foul.
What a luxury to have a playmaker in the middle like Jason Tatum.
I think he lost his contact. Looks like Colson has an issue with the contact lens right now.
Colson took one right in the chest as he went up. It was his foul, but see just picking up that contact lens. Like it was in his left eye.
Well, if rolling his ankle isn't going to get him out of the game, the contact lens is surely not going to get him out of the game tonight. 29 points, 9 rebounds. He's made a couple of threes.
Every good trainer has a compact. You never know when you're going to have to redo your makeup during the course of a game. Never happened to Kurt Rambis. How good has Bonzie Colson been tonight? Colson's 12 of 21. The rest of his team, 14 of 42.
His accuracy's been a little bit better with his shooting than with his contact lens, though, so far tonight. things you don't expect to see in a basketball game. Tied at 65, 2:02 to go. Jason Tatum at the line for a couple for Duke.
In the game against North Carolina, we talked about the importance of the lines, the three-point line and the free throw line. Notre Dame really has been essentially winning both lines in this game. Two up in the three-point line, and they've won the battle of the free throw line. It's not been a huge battle, but they've kept Duke off the line, where Duke shot 68 free throws in the last two games coming into this one. And they've shot 9 in this game. What a difference.
Astoria. Tatum came over to help and got a piece of it.
Everybody came to the ball. What a play by Tatum.
And once he gets going, good luck trying to stop him.
It's pretty darn good for a freshman playing in his 4th game in 4 days.
The lead back to 3 for Duke in just a minute 20 to go now. Farrell fouled by Jackson.
Jason Tatum making a fabulous defensive play and then turning that defense into offense, taking it himself. Nobody picks up and stops the ball. Gets it all the way to the rim. Talk about 94 feet with Jason Tatum. Pretty strong.
Well, what an array of skills he has. 2 huge free throws here for Matt Farrell, who is an 81% free throw shooter. A lot of fans standing here, a lot of yelling and cheering in the seats. And the 10 players on the court look like the 10 calmest people in the building right now.
And Notre Dame gonna stop.
Tatum guarded by Astoria. 10 on the shot clock. The switch. The kick to Jones. Matt Jones for 3. A guy who has really struggled with his shot over the last couple of weeks. Knocks down an enormous three-pointer for Duke. Good cut by Beecham, and it's a 2-point game.
Matt Jones, in his last 5 ball games coming into this one, was 2 of 17 from three-point range. But with the game on the line, the shot clock down around 5, takes the kick and knocks down the 3 with Matt Farrell closing out. What a huge shot for the senior from DeSoto, Texas. But much like Notre Dame has done all year long, they've got an answer. Really good drive by Matt Farrell and keeping his dribble and dribbling out of the lane, and just a terrific cut by B.J. Beecham.
7th assist of the night for Farrell. So Duke's got the ball. Duke's got a 2-point lead. Duke's got the arrow with 32 seconds to go.
And Notre Dame can be aggressive because they've only got 3 team fouls, so they can go for steals. It's incumbent upon Duke to be strong with the ball. And I don't think Notre Dame wants to foul right away, but you want to go after the ball without, you don't have to be too concerned about fouling. Go after the ball without worrying about fouls.
And there's a foul. 4th committed this half by Notre Dame, so they can still do it twice more before they put Duke on the line. But as you say, the object is to go for a steal. If you foul, but go for the ball.
Go for the ball.
Yeah.
Get a quick trap. See if you can get Duke to turn it over.
Going for the home run ball to Tatum. Count the bucket and a foul.
Well, what a smart play. Not only the bucket, but the foul. Astoria trying to stop Jason Tatum. can't do it. That's a terrific cut.
Tatum has had big moment after big moment here in his first ACC tournament. He's up to 18 points tonight. Make it 19. He has scored 88 points over the last 4 days here in Brooklyn.
Go a number of different ways for Duke's MVP in this tournament, but no one's played better than Jason Tatum.
Irish need a score, and they need it quickly. Gonna be Duke ball. The Irish will have to pressure and go for an immediate steal again if they can. They don't, so there's a foul. That's number 6. So the next one would put Duke on the line if it comes to that. Duke 15 seconds away from winning 4 games in 4 days and winning the ACC tournament.
So many different players contributed at a high level. And the play of Emil Jefferson in this one, the defense that he played on Bonzie Colson, the way he did a good job in the post, scoring one-on-one in the post. And then that 3 that Matt Jones knocked down was absolutely huge.
You talk about an unlikely candidate to take that shot, given how things have been going for him the last couple of weeks. But a senior hoping to win his first ACC tournament championship. Last one for Duke was back in 2011. For Mike Krzyzewski, this would be his 14th ACC tournament championship. That would break a tie that he currently holds with Dean Smith at 13.
The amazing thing in the top half of this bracket to win 4 games in 4 days is absolutely remarkable.
Luger misses the long 3. Astoria will miss one. And the Duke Blue Devils become the first team in ACC history to win 4 games in 4 days and win this tournament. And they had to come from behind in the second half against Louisville in the quarters, against Carolina in the semis, and against Notre Dame here tonight in the final. Teams, a valiant effort by Bonzie Colson, among others, for the Irish tonight. But it's Duke, and if you like teams who are peaking at the right time, Duke certainly appears to be peaking at the right time.
Well, it's a team that is now healthy and in a great rhythm. And how about the growth of Jason Tatum as not just a star, but a superstar in college basketball as we head toward the NCAA tournament.
The Blue Devils made 8 of their last 9 field goal attempts.